One.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Hey, boss in the back. And good morning to everyone on Zoom. Welcome to the fourth quarter.
The fourth quarter.
Oh, that was dramatic.
We all like throw our fingers up like in
right?
football.
Final stretch of the year. So hopefully we can just keep that
The
momentum up.
I can't talk. The fourth quarter where closers close.
That's true.
Mhm.
True. This fourth quarter goes by very fast. I was just saying that. To
Yeah, it
I was like,
does fly.
it's October 1st and then it's like New Year's.
It's like my favorite time of the year in real estate because I mean we have it just like there's all this hope for the new year and there's all this planning that goes on and I love this time of year. In real estate, yeah. It's like the fourth quarter's for hope.
Hope,
Yeah.
hope and dreams.
Yep.
I love it. Let's introduce. I want to introduce Nick Wilson over there. Wave to everyone. Do you want to come on and do your speech for the people at Zoom on Zoom? Just kidding. Nick joined us with his team from Cascade House, and we are so happy that you're here, Nick. And his team, Andrea Hartman and Ashley, their admin. We are happy that you're all here. So say hello to them. They are next to the Clarks, Clark Group in our office.
Yep. Great addition.
Yes.
Great realtors. Great addition.
And then another new person joining that I saw on Zoom is Norma. So Norma Nelson, welcome. Is she on this? Does she have her camera on? If not, that's okay. I'm kind of impromptu putting her on the spot. Hi, Norma. Welcome, and we're happy you're here. You don't have to get on.
Okay, I'm trying, but I don't know if it's working. So, hi guys.
We're happy you're here. She was new to the business and went to a different brokerage and then found us. Now she we're a better fit. So we're happy you're here, Norma. All right. What else do we have going on? Our holiday party.
That's our meeting.
That's it. We're all
Thanks
done.
for coming, Rudy.
Let's put up that slide. We have a date and a location, and I know December gets busy for people, so we wanted to just throw out the save the date. We're gonna have our holiday party from 7 to 10:30 at Bricks, just right down the road where Hayden's used to be.
We had that whole patio
Yeah.
in the parking lot.
You can go out on the patio, but we also have it inside.
Okay.
We have the whole restaurant, so it should be really fun, and you can bring significant others too. And that's about it. We are still planning all the details. So if you want, it's not too late if you want to help join the planning committee, but mark your calendars for Friday, December 15th. Look at all those October birthdays. Happy birthday to everyone up there. Noah's was a couple days ago, and then it was his big 5-0. I don't know if he's on.
Wow.
But happy birthday to Noah. And congrats on getting engaged. And then happy birthday to all of our October birthdays. Look at you, Kelly, you're up there, and Sid, and lots of our agents. So cool. Congratulations on our October birthdays. And then this is kind of exciting. We haven't showcased this in a while, but we wanted to after we were looking through the report. You guys had an amazing September. Like
Amazing.
It was such a good month that we were really digging in, like, why are we having such a good month and what's happening? And what it was is a lot of different people had success, right? It wasn't like a couple people having all the success. So we just wanted to showcase a couple of the highlights from last month. But William Thorsell and Sean Dooney both had their first closings. So congratulations to those guys. Yes, that's an exciting accomplishment. And then we're just scanning down because, sometimes when we look at like who had listings and who made money, it's a smaller portion of it. But we had over 25 agents who made over 20,000 in GCI last month, and 7 agents who made over 50,000 in GCI.
Over 50.
Yeah, just last month. So congratulations, you guys. Great job, and keep up the good work.
25.
Right? Use that momentum, right? Like right now, you're around winners. So it's like it hopefully will excite you for the market ahead, right? Like, we're proud of you guys. So good work. Okay, coming up in a couple weeks, Rick Gray is going to be coming in from Keller Williams Boise and presenting to us. It'll have some component of Who's the AI, which is one of our partners now. And there is a free version that you guys can all download of Who's the AI. But Rick will specifically be teaching about how that in relation to real estate, right? And your business, and more details to come on the exact agenda, but save the date for that. That will be in this room in person only at 11 o'clock on Thursday, the 19th. And be sure to grab an October calendar while you're here. And it's online too, because there's a lot of other things happening in October and November. We just scheduled a business planning clinic. Dwight's going to be teaching seller financing again next month. So we have our vision board making class early November. So we just have a lot of cool things coming up. So just to make sure you want to save the dates for. Okay. So most of you are aware of our partnership and relationship with Virtuance and their photography. So if you want to access their website and schedule photographs, drone footage, Matterports, anything like that, you use your discount code and sign up your account and you get a discount off of all of the products. But today Rachel is here and here virtually. Oh wait, go back. Hi, Rachel. Oh wait, try talking again.
Can you hear me now?
Oh yes, but wait, hold on, not quite loud enough. Hold on.
Now we got you.
Stay tuned. Okay, yes.
Okay, awesome.
Cool. And Rachel's going to talk to us about optimizing our listing photos for SEO, something that
Oh, that's
is
something to happen.
helpful for all of us. So yes, take it away, Rachel. Thanks for presenting.
Awesome. So thank you so much for letting us be here today. I'm really excited. It's just me, little old me. I came in and did your guys' meet and greet presentation. So anyone who was there for that, hello again. Any new faces, welcome, welcome. So today we're specifically just talking about how to optimize your photos in general, which includes those SEO strategies. But essentially what we want to make sure is that you are utilizing that investment piece into your business every single which way possible. We want to make sure you're getting the most use out of those images. And so utilizing those photos for SEO purposes, marketing, sales, all of the different marketing materials or business materials that you would need to, again, help you get that additional visibility for your business and online. So this is a really quick presentation, but I always like to start with a giveaway. So this is, go ahead if you're in person, scan this QR code. What I will do is I will insert a link into the chat. The link will take you to the exact same place as the QR code. It's just easier for anyone online to go to the direct link. So I just put that into the chat. So just as again, a thank you for letting us be here today. We're going to be offering a free photo shoot for one lucky winner. So go ahead and take a moment to just scan that QR code. What I will also say is when you scan that and fill out the brief form, I think it's about 4 fields, that will actually automatically insert you into our system as a Keller Williams Portland Premier real estate professional. So you will automatically be getting your discount when you go in through your account and you go to order a shoot. You don't need to plug in an extra code or anything. It will automatically, that discount will automatically be applied to your account and you'll receive that preferred pricing. So multiple benefits to filling out this form today if you haven't had a chance to activate that discount, but especially since we're going to be giving away a free shoot. Okay, now let's go ahead and get rolling on optimizing our photos. So a lot of these, or most of these initiatives, you guys are going to know already, or I would really hope you guys know. But when we get into the SEO stuff, that's what I really enjoy talking about, just because it's pretty new for most professionals. But I always like to start off on a foundational level and why it's so important that you are investing in your professional photography. So I think there's really 2 key main points, and then we'll go over some other ideas for why it's important to use for professional photography as an investment into your overall business and not just the listing itself. The first point being that agents who use professional real estate photography make double the gross commissionable income as agents without it. So you can actually get a monetary increase for using your professional photos on your listings or even just in your marketing materials as well. So you can attract more attention with professional real estate photos, and they can significantly increase the rate at which you sell your listings. Plus, we did a 2023 marketing trends report as we were coming into the beginning of this year to really just see what professionals were taking advantage of, what they wanted to learn. And we found 95% of agents reported using professional real estate photography, which is awesome. But essentially what that means, what we get out of that is that if you are not investing in professional photos at this point in your career, you are lagging behind and you're doing yourself a disservice for your business. So it's really important to utilize those professional photos. But some really extra key points here are that photos play into human nature. So the majority of people, I think about 90% of individuals, what we process in our brains is visual information. So make sure your visuals are as appealing as possible in order to get the most attention. Your professional photos can increase your number of views on a home specifically by up to 61%. So play into the human nature element that we are visual creatures. So as much visual information as you can provide up front for your listing, or even just for how your business markets listings, is going to really serve you well. Next, buyers want this. This is something buyers are so into right now, especially knowing that they're really getting into this adaptation of viewing homes virtually, right? So 86% of buyers have cited images as the most important factor when they are searching for a home online. So to sell a property, you need to be able to tell a buyer the story of that home without using words, right? Odds are, I think it's 98% of people are starting their home search online. You're not there to tell the story of the home. So the visuals you're using have to be able to tell that story. So composition, lighting, order, editing, all of these elements really contribute to that story. So in order to captivate potential buyers, a professional photographer truly understands how all of those different factors are working together to increase intention and get that buyer interest. You also have very limited time. So to close a property for the most money as possible, sellers are really looking for agents who can market the property in the most effective way. So you don't have much time to grab someone's attention, but you actually, with a photo, only have 6 seconds to capture someone's attention. Without a photo, that attention span goes down to 2 seconds. So you get less time if you don't include an image. So to maximize your listing attention, you want to make sure the visuals are visuals that count. And then finally, your photos are going to help you to build a standout brand. So when you take a look at your favorite, let's say, online retailer, you're immediately going to notice that when you're sifting through all of their different products online, all of their products are professionally photographed. Their product photography is really consistent. It's high quality, whether that's a $5 pair of socks or it's a $300 pair of designer boots. This is all going to be by design. So in order to boost sales, we know that professional photography is a really powerful marketing tool, and those retailers know that as well, to encourage customers to click on a product and purchase it once they see it. Moreover, these companies really just understand that their brand's image is a direct reflection of from their website and from the images that they're using. All of this is the same for real estate. It's the same for your business. So using the same real estate photography company or real estate photographer for all of your listings are going to help you to build out that brand consistency. And then agents who began consistently using professional real estate photography for their listings stated that they experienced an increase in referrals. They attracted better buyers, more qualified buyers. They won more listings, and they even elevated your brand. So just remember, all of this to really say is your listing photos are a direct representation of you. So be sure to think about how you're visually representing your brand when you're marketing your listings. Now, let's talk about actually optimizing photos. So as I mentioned, I have 4 ways to optimize your photos. One of those is SEO, which is a really powerful tool. But to cover our basis, I think it's really important to go over the basics of where all you should be utilizing your images. The first one is using your photos to build out your brand and your portfolio. So as I mentioned, this is going to be really key for establishing consistency in how you market your listings as a real estate professional. So not only your clients, but you as well really deserve to have the best real estate listing images to market homes, no matter what a perceived value is, right? No matter if you're starting with a starter home, if you're selling a $2 million listing, that marketing should be consistent across the board. With 96% of home buyers looking at houses online, the way you visually market your listings is really going to be critical to standing out from a crowd. So in addition, you don't want to upset any sellers. And what I mean by that is if a seller comes onto your portfolio, let's say they come over to your website, and you're only using professional real estate photography on higher end homes, that individual may not necessarily trust you to be or have the best tools to sell their home specifically. So again, this speaks to how your images are a direct representation of your brand. You can use consistent high quality listing photos to really just build out your portfolio, support your brand. And what this also does is build your trust with your clients. It's telling your clients that you are delivering the same quality and consistency across the board for your clients by treating every single home the same. So that's why it's important for consistency in building out your brand and portfolios. You really want to build that trust with whatever potential buyer or seller comes into your portfolio. The second way to optimize your photos is really just building out that sales enablement toolkit. So consistent, high quality real estate images are not only going to help you build out your trust with your client, but professional images are going to help you build out that toolkit you need to actually make a sale or close a deal. So think of your sales enablement toolkit as something that's going to help you, or if you have a sales team that you work with, do your job more effectively and efficiently. So you need a robust sales toolkit when you head into things like listing presentations, when you're meeting with property investors, or maybe even when you meet with ancillary businesses if you're working on an expansion, right? So you're using this toolkit, you're using these items that are helping you to close these deals to show that you are more than qualified and equipped to bring unmatched value to the job at hand. So having impressive visuals, including your listing photos, is really only going to better support your sales efforts because the human brain processes visual information, as I said at the beginning, 60,000 times faster than text. So you only have, you need to have visuals to back up essentially what you're saying, especially since we only retain about 10% of the information we hear, which is why I also have a presentation here in front of you all today. But just keep that in mind when you're going into these appointments, these listing presentations, you want to make sure you are using those images to, again, tell that story to close that deal or close that client, especially when we talk about those listing appointments. But you can use photos within the listing presentations. I like to say, make sure you're using photos in your comparative market analyses. So make sure that you are actively comparing how different listings were marketed and what was the bottom line outcome of that marketing. If one person didn't use professional photography and the other person did for their listing, how much more did the listing that used professional photography go for? Those are all really important factors, especially when you talk about heading into these types of appointments. You can also use them for any of like your printed materials, anything that you would leave behind from a meeting or from a listing appointment. Third point here is to really use your images for your marketing materials. So this sounds the same as that sales enablement toolkit, but this is actually different. They're similar, but they're not the same. So think of your marketing materials as those early touch points with potential clients and prospects. So how are you going to grab attention, grab the attention of someone who maybe doesn't even know that you or your business exists? Or maybe just isn't ready to use your services yet. So think of those as your early touch points. This could be your social media. This could be if someone comes across your website while browsing online. So make sure that whenever you are posting something online, whether it be through social media, your website, if it's printed materials like your brokerage booklets, any signage, any ads you may use, you're drawing more significant attention to your business by using those consistent professional real estate photos. Again, those can all help you with your visibility. Clients also more easily recognize your business when your real estate branding is consistent, which includes those images that you're using. You want to make sure you're using one consistent brand across the board. So this is going to help you to be that agent they consider when they are ready to sell or buy for their home. So your marketing materials, again, they represent your brand, and they should be uniform to showcase your brand identity and show as an example of the quality and consistency you can bring to any client. And the fourth way of optimizing your photos is for SEO. So this is the one I really enjoy talking about just because I don't think it is something that is necessarily well known. So by understanding these really easy tactics of how you can adjust your images to work well for your visibility online can really give you a step forward. So you'll actually be surprised, I hope, by how easy it is to really optimize your photos for search engine optimization. Just in case anyone who doesn't have an understanding of search engine optimization, it is essentially how Google and other online search engines find your content, find your website, find you. So you want to make sure anything you're putting online is going to be optimized for search engine capabilities, and that Google dings you as a good, valuable tool in the online world. So a couple of these efforts that I do want to just go over quickly. They're so easy. I promise you, they're not difficult. The first one is going to be making sure that you have web-sized images. So the reason you want web-sized images is because they're going to support what we call faster page load speeds. I'm sure we've all been there where we have logged on to a website and you're sitting there waiting for a couple minutes for all of the information or all of the photos to load. That is a no-no. You do not want your website to be doing that. You want to make sure that when someone clicks on your website, it immediately populates with all of the information at hand. Having a website's image is going to support this. Like I said, support faster page load speeds. So the optimal size for a website's image is what we would say is 72 dpi, which means dots per inch, which ultimately explains the resolution of an image. Now, how do you adjust the website image? Luckily, if you're using Virtuance photos, we will do the adjustments for you. So we actually make it really easy through our Virtuance marketing suite for you to download those photos in a web-friendly format. However, I do think it's important if you have any other additional photos that you're using to market your listing, to understand how exactly to update those. So they're really easy, whether you're on Mac or whether you are on a Windows computer, you're going to open up your image. Usually there's a typical image viewer in one of those formats. Right click on your image and you should see an option that just says adjust image size. So when you adjust image size, it will open up a window. There'll be a section for resolution and you just want to type 72 and that's it. That's all you'll need to adjust your images. But again, if you go through Virtuance, we make it really easy. We automatically will do all of those adjustments for you so that you can easily download all of your images in a website's format. The second point here I want to bring up is what we call keyword richness. So you want to create keyword richness in your image name and your alternative text. So a good rule of thumb for naming your images, I would say, is going to just be using your image address. That is going to be the best benefit to you. I think when we talk about specifically naming the images. Now, what do I mean by when I name an image? When you has anyone ever downloaded an image? And when you go to open up the file, the image is literally titled like ABC, QR, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a bunch of other jumbled letters and dashes and everything. That's your image name. Now, what happens is Google can actually read that image name to pull up your content. So you want to make sure you are naming that image. Again, super simple, right click, you'll see an option to rename the image. That's all you do. Rename it with your image address. The way you would want to do this is also to say, 123 main street whatever the city state is, right? So that's going to be the easiest way to name your image. Plus, when you use those dashes in between, that just helps Google read it even better. So to make sure you are editing your images that way. Another option for editing image name is to really just describe the image, but I like to explain describing the image better for alternative text. So alternative text, just as a fun fact, was actually used previously for anyone who was blind, and they could actually have someone go online for them and they could have the image description read to them. So that was the purpose of alternative text at the forefront when it was originally created. Now it's adapted since then, but now SEO actually uses this to again pull up and find content. So this is a little bit different when you talk about editing your image name. Let me see if I can pull up an example real quick, just because this one's a little more wonky when we talk about how to change it. Give me 1 second.
I've never heard anybody doing this before.
Mm-hmm.
You never heard of anyone doing editing?
No, never.
Yeah, we have a hot mic, Kelly. We have a mic.
Sorry. I was you only got the good things, right? So that's awesome. No, I was just saying I've never heard of anybody doing this before. Maybe I've been in a hole. I don't know, but
yeah. Here, give me 1 second. Let me
for our office
screen.
website. I don't know if we use the right size images. Do we, Sid? I don't know.
Yeah, let me pull up real quick.
Alternative text naming.
No.
And I'll kind of go through those other ones real quick because I think I've got some better.
KWPP team.
Yes.
Right.
Best real estate agents in the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
You could. You could put Keller Williams Portland Williams Portland Premier real estate agents. Like you can do that and it will help if someone's actually specifically looking. Okay, let's pull this up real quick. Okay. There we go. So real quick, I'm going to backtrack just a second because I got some better examples or screenshots of to show you guys. So this is via Mac. So just keep that in mind. The process is very similar. If you're using Windows, I just have a Mac. So when you're naming the image for optimization, again, this is the name of your image 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We don't want that. We want it to support our business. You're going to right click the image name, hit rename, name it to the property address. That's the best way to start. And then when we talk about alternative text, In Mac, you'll see it as this little marker symbol. I believe in Windows, it's more of just like a right-click settings. You want to go to image settings. So essentially when you're in Mac, if you click this marker symbol, you're going to see an option that pops up for like it looks like a little comment bubble. Click on the comment bubble and it's going to pop open the image description. Now what this, like I said, it's alternative text. So previously it was used for anyone who was blind, and you would actually physically describe what is in the image. Use those exact same principles. Describe what the property looks like, qualities of the property that people would be looking for. So for this example, we're saying it is a mid-century modern living room with floor-to-ceiling windows. We could say it's fully renovated. Whatever else you want to say that helps to describe the property, right? These can even be things that you're using, that you would use in your listing description to populate this. But essentially what it's going to do is say, I'm looking in Portland for a mid-century modern home with floor-to-ceiling windows. Google's going to help your business by populating these images. So keep that in mind. So you're going to edit the image description and you're just going to hit done. Now keep in mind, this is something that is actually not public facing. You're changing what's called the metadata of the image. You are changing the actual information of the image. So this isn't something you will see or someone will see like they would see the image name. This is actually back end. So fun little secret for you there. And then let me see. Oh, here's just another example of the adjusting the compression or adjusting the image size. So again, this is for Mac, but to adjust that image size, you're just going to go to Tools, Adjust Size. You'll see that section for resolution. Just you want it to be 72 pixels per inch. So it's really easy. These are super simple ways to be making the most and making sure that when you are posting a photo online, you're getting the most out of it. A fun fact here as well with images specifically is I don't know about Facebook or LinkedIn, for instance, but I do know that Instagram actually allows you to add in alternative text. So if you're posting to Instagram, as you post, you have an option, I think it's in like advanced settings, to add alternative text. Same deal as I was mentioning previously. You want to make sure that you are describing the property or describing what's actually in the image so that if someone is looking for those specific qualities, your listing, your website, your brand is going to pop up for that. So some fun little tools there. And then let me go back, stop sharing my screen again, and we'll go back to the other presentation.
Thanks for showing how to do it. That's helpful.
Of course, no problem. I thought about it as I was like going through. I'm like, wait, I do have actual like slides on going through that. But yeah, they're super easy. So that's why I like to point them out is it's like, don't miss out on this opportunity for you to get additional visibility online because they're really easy adjustments that you can make, especially when we as a company can help you with some of those factors as well, like image size.
And then wait, okay, so the image name is the actual name of the photo.
The name.
You want to do dashes in between words.
Dashes in between words.
And you suggest using the property address for
Correct.
listing photos.
Correct.
And then the alternative text, we kind of went through that. On Mac, it's called image description. And then what's image title again? Could you remind us on that one?
Image title is the image name.
Oh, it's the same thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Image title is the image name. Correct. Another fun thing to kind of think about too when you are naming your images is think about the purpose your image is going to serve when it's online. So obviously, if you are posting your photos via your listing to draw more attention to your listing, it's going to be best to describe that specific property and use your property address. But if you want to draw more attention to just say your business web page as a general tool, you want to make sure that you are using any descriptive words that are going to help identify your business or differentiate your business. So that I would say I'm just using, this photo up here. I want to put it on my actual homepage just as an aesthetic piece to show that I use high quality images. It's not really part of a listing anymore. Maybe I've already used this. You want to make sure that you rename that image to support that effort, right? So maybe in this case, I support first-time home buyers. That's my niche. That's what I'm really focused on. So maybe in this instance, since I'm just using the photo on my website, I would actually rename the image as like first-time home buyer agent right? Or something of that nature that's more descriptive to my particular niche, so that if someone is searching for that type of niche or that type of expertise, again, Google can help pull my results as an answer to that queue. So just some fun, little fun facts to throw in there is just really understand the purpose of what that image will be serving wherever you're posting it, and then name accordingly. I do have one more optimized for SEO. This one's really easy too, but this is just watermarking your images. So Virtuance, I believe we do have actually an add-on feature when you order your shoot, we can watermark your image. That puts like a little tag in there with like your name and contact information on like the very corner of the photo. But ultimately what this type of strategy comes down to is just taking credit for your images, taking credit where credit is due, right? Especially when we talk about content being shared across the internet. So this isn't necessarily, I would say, directly related to Google's search specifically, but this is related to, hey, I saw this listing, I'm just sharing it on my Facebook because I'm a good friend and I love my friend who's a real estate agent. But now as that gets shared, I want to make sure anyone who sees that post or sees that content always gets directed back to my real estate friend. So this is, again, just helping to identify that if I come across a listing online randomly, I, as a potential buyer, can see, oh, I need to contact this agent to see if this listing is still available. So this one's pretty easy as well. Just take credit where credit is due, and just offers another piece of information to draw in some of those leads. And then just to wrap up here, I just want to touch on one more time just how Virtuance can help, and then we'll be done. I'll bring up that QR code one more time in case anyone didn't get a chance to fill out that form. But again, you can get any type of visual solutions from us. We offer not only those HD real images that can draw in 2 times more attention, but we also offer 3D virtual tours. We have floor plans. We have marketing and enhancements that can get you additional visibility. So these are all different materials that can really help with that online visibility, especially when we talk about all of those eyes who are starting their home search online. We can help you with all of that, especially also for you specifically when we talk about SEO. We can download your images in not only a web size format, but we can provide you images that are sized specifically for your MLS as well. So again, we're removing a step that you need to do. We're already doing it for you. You would just identify on your marketing suite who your MLS provider is, include your MLS ID, and then we will automatically adjust the images according to that particular MLS size. So again, we try to help as much as we can with those SEO adjustments. Plus as well, don't forget with the marketing suite, you have a built-in single property listing website that can help you with your search engine optimization efforts as well. So I just want to thank you guys again for letting me run through all of that information and just letting me take up some of your time today. I do want to go back. I'll just pull up that QR code and I'll open it up if anyone has any questions for me while we wrap up.
Thanks, Rachel. Any questions about SEO or anything? No, good takeaways for everyone, I think.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and drop this down now, but thank you guys for your time. And I hope you all have just a wonderful day and wonderful rest of the week.
All right. Rachel. Sounds good. Thanks, Rachel. Bye-bye.
Thank you guys. Bye.
I don't really love like the idea of driving more people to your photos, like through the SEO, but talking about it in a listing appointment will probably set you apart because nobody's talking. I don't think anybody's talking about that, right? Like we're all looking for ways, like you're sitting across from a seller and they wonder what your marketing is, and you want to say something different and more impressive than the other people's, the agent that was there before you and is coming after you. And I think that like talking about like embedding information in the photos is next level stuff that most people are probably not talking about. So I think it'll set you apart. Yeah. That's
really good. That's good stuff. All right. So last week we introduced our new in-house lending partnership with Homefront Mortgage, and Mike Hamill was supposed to be here today to give us a little lending update, but his son is sick, unfortunately, today. So Mike will be here next week to meet everyone, but there's his phone number and email. And we're excited to get this going. So we'll just leave it at that for today. But there's lots of good incentives as far as like the closing costs and things like that that we're going to be able to take advantage of with Mike. And he'll share a little bit more next week about some specific products, what's going on with the market, what they're kind of seeing. So more to come on that. But he came in for He came in yesterday.
Oh.
And so if you see him, say hi and introduce yourself. And what else? Okay, let's talk about family reunion. So Keller Williams has the two big events of the year. First one is family reunion every February, and the second one is mega camp every August. And family reunion is bigger. And this year it's in Las Vegas. And they lowered the ticket price. Last year, the price had gone up quite a bit, and now they lowered the ticket price back down to $7.99. So it is February 25th through the 29th in Las Vegas. We already have like 20 people signed up from our website. I should say $7.99 is the early bird pricing. It does go up at some point. And it's at Mandalay Bay. I know Mark Fox is taking like 10 people from his team. Are you guys going? Pam and Lara. Yeah, a handful of us. Rochelle, you're going already, right? So it's a really exciting. Sometimes it's hard to see the value until you go, but we'll kind of continue on and do some sharing. But it's just so cool to meet people from Keller Williams around the world and just hear what the top agents are doing to be successful. Let's watch that little promo video. And it's in Las Vegas. That didn't get you hyped up for it. There's this is kind of like a fun, and the other thing is it's in Vegas, so it's in the West.
It's in Vegas.
Right. So normally it alternates where it is. And so, sometimes it's Texas or East Coast or whatever. So it's really nice that it's in the West. So what we should have a pretty good turnout. And the fact that they lowered the price. And why did you guys buy your tickets again? Maybe you can share. Oh, and cheap airfare. Yeah. I love it. Last year, the keynote speaker was Ed Milet.
So good.
And he was so good. We were all like in tears at the end, doing the like, wait, is anyone else crying?
Yeah. Yeah. Laura handed me a tissue. It was like, oh my gosh.
We're like,
I really do not think this is gonna. Yeah, I don't cry about. Yeah, I don't cry about real estate.
It was like moving. We see a lot of speakers, and they have someone that makes you laugh and cry. And now I'm addicted to his podcast.
Yep.
But they said, here's what they said today. Mark King, president of Keller Williams. But they haven't announced the keynote speaker yet, but they said, think of one of the best speakers you could ever imagine. And that's who it is. I'm like, I don't know. People are like, Oprah. We're guessing all these crazy. We don't know. They're going to announce it soon, but there should be a really good keynote speaker. So I am excited. And the reason we're talking about it now is just because it's still, 5 months away. So you can plan, budget. Tickets are much more affordable. When you buy plane tickets, I feel like I buy a lot of last minute plane tickets, but when you buy plane tickets way in advance, they're shockingly inexpensive.
Yeah.
So if the event is at Mandalay Bay, so I know most of us who have booked so far have booked hotels at Mandalay Bay. That will sell out, but there's some other hotels right around there. Oh, cool. Yeah. So if you want more information, we'll probably have some additional meetings to talk more about it, but we just wanted to make sure we shared that with you. Okay. And then the last thing I want to talk about, Tony, I meant to ask you about this before the meeting, but we surprise. It's like he has no idea what we're going to talk about. You took a call. I was going to ask him. So I wanted to talk about in the news, you're our local realtor expert, right? As our PMAR president. So we saw in the news yesterday that Redfin is no longer going to be part of NAR. So what do we need to know about this?
Well, it's interesting. I would say in the short term, it doesn't really change anything because they're not going to be able to pull out of their PMAR relationship if they still want to have access to RMLS. So
and I saw that that's the case in a lot of the states.
I think there are about 30 states that
Mhm.
have that type of relationship. So I would say one, this is more of a PR move for Redfin. Redfin is, they actually have only been a member of NAR, I think, since like 2017 or something. So it's not like they've had this long-standing relationship. And even then they joined more for a PR perspective. And I would say that they are kind of taking advantage of the upheaval in NAR right now to kind of, as an excuse to kind of pull out of this. But in the short term, I mean, there are 117 Redfin licensees who are members of PMAR. And if they want to continue to do or be part of RMLS, they're going to remain members of PMAR.
Okay.
So it really doesn't, it's a big PR thing, but it doesn't have any tangible effect right now.
Okay.
And I'll keep you abreast of like, any, deleterious effects, long term that it may have. But I would say short term, nothing.
Okay. That's good to know, right? Because sometimes the headlines, they want you to read them. So,
Well, and they did it. Yeah. I mean, Redfin, this is definitely a PR move. So,
okay. So nothing, sky's not falling.
Sky's not falling.
Nothing major is changing.
Nope.
We still need realtors.
Still need realtors. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I think what they're doing is they're leveraging, like I said, what was happening as far as Kenny Purcell having to resign. So that was really their way to get out. They've been spending a lot of money to be part of NAR, and they weren't getting the traction that they wanted with regard to eliminating that requirement to be part of the MLS system in the various states. So when they joined in 2017, that was their whole purpose for joining, to see if they can get that barrier knocked down. That's not happening, and now they've got an opportunity to get out.
And they're, they claimed their.
Of course, this is all my opinion.
Oh, we love it.
So I want to be really careful.
Their two reasons were basically like the resignation of the sexual assault allegations, and then also the lawsuits that we kind of talked a little bit about. Was that last week, right? That Remax had settled, and that Keller Williams is full plan to fight it. That's the official statement right now, is that we're moving forward fighting it. So that Redfin used that. So it's kind of like, it makes sense, like how they're just doing it for PR, because those are kind of like interesting reasons for them to state.
Yeah, and they're just jumping on. It's Redfin.
Okay, cool. Well, I just want to talk about it because people probably saw the news yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good question.
Anything else in the news, or anything else PMAR or NAR related that we should know about?
Let's see.
I know I'm totally putting you on the spot, but
I would say not really. We just had our elections last week for PMAR, for our executive officers and our president-elect. So that's been finalized. I can't announce it yet, but yeah, I would say stay tuned. I've got a phenomenal staff, executive staff working for me for 2024.
Didn't ballots go out yesterday for like the Realtor of the Year?
Yeah.
So there you go. Vote for your
vote for Realtor of the Year. Yeah, let's get somebody in our office represented.
There's so many.
to be it.
There's so many good people.
There are a lot of people,
Yeah.
but it would be awesome if we can get Keller Williams Portland Premier represented.
Yeah,
That. Let's talk about Leadership Academy again really quick, because the deadline is November 1st, right?
Absolutely.
And it's posted in our KWPP Agents Facebook group, the application process, but maybe just share a little bit about that.
Yeah, so if you do decide to do it, there's another benefit, and that is, especially because I'm always looking for people to participate in governance here. So, but if you are interested in participating in governance at the PMAR level, then PMAR has an incentive. Well, we'll actually pay, I think it's $795 for that, for OL, or for Oregon Leadership Academy, if you get accepted. We'll reimburse that money, and we'll also reimburse your hotel stays, because you're going to stay at 3 different hotels. It's 3 different sessions. We did Salem, Sisters, and Independence. And anyway, PMAR will actually reimburse you for that if you commit to serving on a committee at the PMAR level for a year. So something that's, It's an amazing experience. I've said this several times. For somebody who actually teaches leadership classes in college, I still learned a lot and I gained a lot. The other cool thing about this is that if you have any interest in, again, governance at the local level or the state level or at the national level, you're going to get exposure to so many people that you would never have exposure to. When I say that, 2 of our instructors were past NAR presidents. So that's the type of instruction that you're getting and the type of exposure, networking opportunities that you're getting on a national level. And even if you don't want to leverage that to go into governance, it still really helps when it comes down to referrals too. So, I mean, I've literally picked up 2 referrals on the national level just based on my interaction with some of the instructors that we had in that course. So,
Tony, let's say I want to get involved. I want to make a difference. Should I go the Oregon Realtor route or PMAR?
I would say start at the PMAR level route first.
Yeah.
You want to start local. It's easier for you to get on a committee at the local level. You'll have that on your resume, and then you can use that to go on to the state level.
Sometimes I feel like maybe PMAR is as influential as Oregon Realtors, maybe just because of the
Probably
size
more so.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're close to 9,000 agents, and we're about 18,000 agents in the entire state.
Yeah.
So that kind of gives you a perspective of how big we are.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool. It's pretty a lot of
Yeah.
influence.
Good question.
Yeah, that's a really good question. So it's I think our sessions went through Wednesday through Friday. And that's it. Yeah. Now for your 3rd session prior to that, you'll be doing a group project. And so that's going to be a commitment as well that you have to do before you actually show up at the 3rd session. And that's just based on whatever the project is and how often you guys get together. And it's a fun project. I mean, it's a lot of fun.
And Veronica went through it last time, and Tony, so both
She
of them
was
are
in my
great
cohort.
resources
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
info.
And I will say this, it's amazing. It's kind of like being on a reality show and all of us, a reality dating show, like you're on The Bachelor, like how can you fall in love so quickly? Well, you literally like develop these bonds with the people in your cohort where like, these are my friends for life. So
I love
hey, I
that.
can always get my Bachelor references.
That's good. That's good. Are you watching the new one, the Golden?
I haven't started yet. Yeah, but I did start watching Bachelor in Paradise. So
Me
Yeah.
too. Last
That's the only one. That's the only one worth watching.
it is. I mean, it's
real-
super trash.
Pure
It's
trash.
awesome.
My husband is like, "What is this garbage?" And
Yeah.
that's pretty much so. Thank you, Tony. We love hearing from you.
Absolutely.
Oh wait, Peter.
No, this has to do with family reunion,
Yes.
kind of a warning. When you do your taxes, the first year I went to family reunion, sat down with my CPA and he said, "You can't write off a family reunion."
Oh, that's funny. You're like, it's not that kind. It's the
Yeah.
family,
Different family.
the other family, the family that you can write
There you
off
go.
your visits. So
All
thanks,
right.
Tony.
Cool.
Thanks.
Thanks, Tony.
Have a great rest of your day.
Take care. Sure.
Yeah, I was like.